Talk to me a little bit about blood work. First of all, who should be doing it? Is there a specific age at which
Mm,
people should start doing it?
okay. I've spent $2.5 million over the last 20 years reversing my age, and I've done insane amounts of blood work. My one regret is that I didn't do blood work in my early 20s. The reason that you need to get a metabolic panel and you need to get a sex hormone panel, especially when you're young, is you need to know what your numbers are when you're young. So the range of what amount of testosterone makes you feel good can be very, very large. There are some people who just feel great with testosterone at 600 and they have muscle mass and things are great. And there are other people who need to be at 1500.
Is this the total or free?
This is total.
Okay.
And free, I would keep it around 20. But
Yeah.
same thing. Some people are going to be okay at 16. Some are going to be at 24.
Mhm.
My target for people I work with is I want you to be above 20. No one can get there without supplementation at this point because of whatever we did to the world around us. Like there's a huge decline in testosterone everywhere.
Yeah.
But if you measure when you're young and healthy, now you have a range and you want to keep that level even when you're 100. My stated public goal, I'm going to live to at least 180 and be highly functional the entire time. And probably a lot longer, but hey, I'm okay to die at a time and by a choice of my own. So I want my testosterone when I'm 120 to match what it should have been when I was 25. There's just one problem. When I was 26, my lab test showed that my testosterone was lower than my mother's. This actually happened.
It's not ideal.
No. And this is what happens when you have a lot of white fat, because fat makes estrogen. It aromatizes testosterone. And I keep mine around 20 right now. So you just have to get this. And if you're a woman listening to the show, your numbers are different than a man. Where you are in your cycle matters. But you also need to know testosterone and the other sex hormones, particularly progesterone.
Mhm.
The other one that everyone needs is thyroid. We have an epidemic of low thyroid. And a lot of times people will go to the doctor and the doctor says, oh, they don't even do the right test. We'll say, oh, yeah, it's within range. You're normal. Saying it's not within range. It's at the low end of the range, and I have all the symptoms of not having a thyroid. Like you see the thin part of my eyebrow out here?
Mhm.
That's a sign that I was hypothyroid for long periods of time as a kid. The outer part of your eyebrows like thin, and you get all of these other symptoms. So if you're listening to this and you're cold all the time and your friends aren't, you have a thyroid problem. That's just what it is. And you start taking a little bit of thyroid in the morning before your coffee, and all of a sudden your brain wakes up.
Mhm.
And I remember when I first got testosterone and thyroid, because I was clinically deficient in both, I was like, I got my life back. And there's so many people who are struggling at the gym. They've never done a lab test. They're low on zinc, they're low on omega-3s, and they're low on testosterone. And you can try to take the zinc and omega-3s, eat a bunch of egg yolks and liver, and get your sleep. And maybe if you're a genetic freak, your testosterone will go up so much, except you're still soaked in microplastics and fragrances and artificial lighting, and those all suppress testosterone. So if you want to put it to where it should have been for your grandfather, you're probably going to have to add testosterone to your life. And there's no reason not to do that.
Do you?
Oh, I've been on testosterone since I was 26. I went off
This
for
is TRT.
TRT,
Oh, yeah.
bioidentical, not the anabolic stuff in the gym. I did go off for 2 years when I was developing the bulletproof diet with the exercise and nutritional recommendations to see how much I could raise my testosterone using biohacking. I could get up to 700. I don't remember my free testosterone back then, but that was not enough.
Yeah.
So I target, for me, around 1300 feels best with a free testosterone of 20.
Yeah. It's a regret I have as well, because I don't think I ever did a test
Wow.
in my 20s.
Yeah.
And then up until I turned 30, I was like, what? I don't even know what my body needs or what my levels are at. And I would randomly just go to a supplement store and just, oh, well, probably I'll get a bit of this, get this. And then
Here's some Tribulus. It'll help my testosterone.
Yeah.
But you don't even know if you need testosterone. It's partly because of supplement marketing, and in the gym community, Power Gainer 5,000. There's all these crazy brands that have happened, even going back as far as the 90s, without a lot of claims and with a lot of junk ingredients. And then with the rise of biohacking, functional medicine, functional nutrition, there's been a big shift towards clean label. Like, well, what kind of protein is it, and why does it need NutraSweet, which affects electricity in the brain? Why does it need an artificial color thing in it, especially in the US? they're using chemicals that are illegal in Europe, and they just put them in there to make it bright red. And I don't care what color my protein powder is. I just want it to be healthy.
Mm-hmm.
So clean label, highly functional. But if you don't know what you need because you didn't run a lab test, you're probably doing it wrong.
Yeah.